Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Darkest Dungeon. Wow, I've really appreciated all the comments people have been leaving, mostly to the effect of, Boris, you're terrible, and... Okay, not Boris, you're terrible, but Boris, you're making terrible judgments. Here are things I would do differently. And so I wanted to respond a little bit. I'm not like a premier expert on this game, but one thing I realized is that this video series, whether it's good or bad, is definitely showcasing a more conservative style of play. So I prefer to have copies of the same class rather than different classes, because that way, if just one person needs to be sent somewhere for a stress operation, then I have another copy of that same class who can step in. If you have like two different, Team A and Team B with totally different classes, then it becomes a little bit trickier to go back and forth like that. The other thing is, a lot of people have been mentioning that I should use like the Grave Robber and the Highwayman more and the Occultist. The problem is, again, if you're playing more conservatively, then the lack of HP on those classes is a real serious issue. All it takes is a couple of crits and like one combat where you're surprised and things go all the way to hell. So I don't want to act as though I know better than anyone who's been commenting with critiques, but just to say that I'm more conservative as a player. I don't want to have a disaster in this video series and have everything go wrong. So that's why I'm leaning so heavily on the Hellions and the Crusaders, and always having a healer, for example, and so forth. This is an interesting setup right now. They're not giving me an option to take an apprentice mission in the ruins or in the Weald, so I'm actually forced to go to the Warrens. So in the Warrens, I can actually do one of the bosses here, the Swine Prince. The problem is my good Crusader and my good Vestal are in the Sanatorium, so I don't particularly want to fight it with a level 2 party, though I could. So we're just going to have a short mission in the Warrens. And again, I realize it's pretty conservative. A lot of folks would choose to go here. You're gonna get, 3 extra portraits and 4 extra crests and, a lot of extra gold, or over 3,000 gold. But I'm just, concerned that with a team that's not all the way leveled up and having a level 0 healer, I could just run into trouble fighting that Swine Prince on a long mission. So we're gonna go for the short one here. And I could take a new Hylian to start to level her up. Then I'd have a level 1 Crusader and a level 1 Plague Doctor and level 0s for these two. The advantage of that would be I'd give her some more experience, and then this one I would not give her experience, so she'd level up more slowly. It's a tough call. It's a short mission. I think if it were a medium mission, I would take the level 2, but okay, we'll choose to grab the level 0 here. Did I get the right skills? Yep, she's got the right skills. Perfect. And ready to provision. So let's go for the classic here. 8 food, 4 torches. Let's take a little... how many things in the Warrens require a key? I'll save 200 gold not buying a key. And some people say you should buy the anti-venom and the bandages because there's so much stuff that has those blighting and bleeding effects, but they'll save some money on that too. The blighting and the bleeding doesn't cause stress, so as long as you don't die from it, I don't mind not having an answer to it. And those antivenoms and the bandages are pretty expensive. 150 gold just to save some health, basically. That's something that's one place where I'll take a little bit of a risk. Okay, so here we are. We got to scout 90% of rooms. There are 9 rooms here, so we have to scout 8 of them, which means we do need to backtrack to this room. In fact, this layout is not terrible, but it's a bit annoying. If I backtrack once, there's no way that I can snake a path to not have to backtrack anymore. Actually, there's not even a connection there. Wow, I have to backtrack even more than I thought. Okay, the correct way then is you have to go all the way to the end, and then you can snake and get everything but this one room, so this will be the one room that I skip. So I believe that minimizes the backtracking. I gotta place some swine slashers here. These are like the Warren's equivalent of the undead rabble, but I'd say they are actually probably worse because they hit a little bit harder. Let's see, should I yop or just try to kill? Let's yop because it's unlikely I can kill all of them before they act, so this way we can actually, in fact, let's just stun that guy too, or try to, fails, okay? This way we can just lose as little health as possible here. Okay, actually, I'm not even sure that's really worth it. Yeah, it's not really worth it. So let's judge that one. Okay, or we can just have it dodge. That's also fine. Fine works as well. Good. Speaking English. All right, I had it explained to me that once the creature is stunned, It gets a buff upon unstunning, which gives it 20% extra stun resist. So that's something to keep in mind. Had this guy not dodged the stun from the Plague Doctor, he would be dead right now. So that's kind of annoying. Hook where it hurts. Well, I sure am taking a lot of damage, so now it is worth it to heal up the Hellion. That thing's stunned. Okay. Can we try to finish something off? Yeah, with a little bit of luck, I can kill off this one. And if it gets blighted, it'll die. Should I do stress relief? No, let's just try to kill this one off. Alright, I could Yop, which would kill this one back here. And Yop actually has a higher accuracy, so I'm going to do it just because it's more likely to hit and get the kill on that second one. When this thing goes, it will die. But I might have a chance to get some... Nope, okay. Oh, nice. Some health, some money. A nice little fight, didn't lose too much. Alright, we find the dinner card. I assume I can medicinal herbs to restore it. Is it just going to give me a bunch of food, though? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. That is a ton of food. I wonder if it's a strategy to go into the Warrens without any food. Then you can just restore those barrels. I probably wouldn't actually advise that. Loot! That's actually a lot of loot for a pack. That is an insane amount of loot. That's almost 2,000 gold. Cool. So I didn't buy that many torches. I could try to make an effort to use more torch increasing abilities in the combats. Alright, nothing in this room. So all we're losing is time and hunger, but hunger is obviously not an issue. The only issue is light. So that's the other nice thing about the Crusader and the Vesta. Trying to use the proper class names. In addition to all their other virtues, they have lighting abilities, which works well for me and my slightly more conservative style of play. I know conservative is almost synonymous with boring, but here's the way I look at it. It is a little bit boring to play conservatively, but the most boring thing of all is to have everybody die and get super stressed out so you can't use them anymore. So if we're talking about fun, the most fun thing is winning. And I think being conservative helps in that regard. Alright, there's a crit. Ugh, that was pretty bad. More vomit. These pigs are definitely my least favorite part of the Warrens. Okay, so I think I'm going to Yop. The reason for that is I want to stun this pig so it doesn't vomit on me. And with Holy Lance, I could try to kill off the Swine Slasher before it goes again. I'm going to try to do that. Alright, that would have actually killed the pig had I gone for it. Alright, we're going to stun this pig back here, hopefully. Yep, okay, good. And now it's time to do some party healing. Pig's unstunned very quickly. We're going to try to smite this pig to death. Good. Stress relief is nice. We're going to try to bleed this pig to death. Ah, the dodge. That hurts. Alright, so that pig is going to get to vomit, unfortunately. Unless I get a very lucky Noxious Blast. It resists Blight, though, so I'd rather just kill off the Slasher. If it blights, it'll die. It resists, so it lives. Okay, let's try to stun the pig. I want some light anyway, and stunning it prevents me taking stress. Let's try to finish this guy off for real this time. Okay, good. And I'm going to stun this thing, or try to. This will allow me to hopefully use some stress relief with the Crusader. Alright, even if I don't stun it, I still get some light. That pig just won't get stunned. Alright, do I stress relief and raise the light level? Nah, let's just smite this thing. The risk of taking stress from that pig attacking was not something I wanted to take. Alright, so we're getting a little bit damaged. I'm gonna just ignore this thing. Oh god, oh no. Whew, okay. So what is this? It's just curious, I see. So that feature, that quirk of the Vesta will prevent me from going by some annoying objects. I should keep that in mind. Okay, there haven't been any room battles yet, which tells me there's probably going to be at some point. In fact, there's going to be a room battle here. But none in any of those rooms. Wow, this was quite the empty dungeon. So, had it been laid out a little bit better, I could potentially have not had to fight anything. Here, though, either I have to backtrack all the way up into this room, or I just have to suck it up and take the fight here. We got one pig, and the chopper, and the drummer. Oh, I hate these drummers. Okay, so I think we're going to try to get rid of the drummer, because he has a group stress ability. That's just the total worst. Please bleed. It bleeds. Okay, so it's going to take 6 more damage, so it's not quite going to die. Do I do more group healing or try to stun some of these guys? Let's try to stun him. Damn it. At least we get some light. And I definitely want to try to blind these 2 things back here with their stress abilities. Good. That goes well. So there's no pressure right now to Holy Lance. I think I want to just try to smite this thing to death if I can. Good. Alright, everything is working well so far. Now this drummer. I'd really like to kill that thing off, so a little, even a small hit should do it. That won't do it, and it resists the stun, so he's going to get to go one more time. Alright, should I try to stun the pig? 45% stun resistance? Yeah, I'll go for that. Good, it's stunned, so no pig vomit just yet. There's the butcher cut. I resist the bleed. And I think... Oh, this thing, do I want it? I don't want to give that thing a chance to go, so I'm just going to smite it. Okay. 50% stun resist. The Yop has 125%, so I'm assuming that means I have a 75% chance to stun it. Now let's just hack and try to get its health down. So the pig still isn't gone. They both resist blight, but the pig less so. So I'm going to try to blight the pig, 50-50 odds. It is blitten. Okay. Well, I could let the pig go, or I could just smite it. I'm just going to smite it, so I don't get vomited upon. And the butcher cuts do a lot of damage, but I don't mind those quite as much. Alright, now that there's just this thing and this thing doesn't have any stress abilities, we will take our dear sweet time. So we need to heal up the team for sure. And stun again, maybe, if I'm a little bit lucky. Good. Alright, I'm actually going to do some healing here. Oh, right, this is a level 0. Right, she might only do 1 sometimes. Crusader's gonna give us some more light and relieve some stress. No! That's only round 5! Oh, the pain. God damn it. Right before this thing was gonna die. Well, we'll reduce some of it. And might as well get some healing going. I don't think they're gonna make any more comments about that, since such a comment was just made, so I might as well tarry even longer now. Ball and chain. So that'll just stun me, deal a bit of damage, not a big deal. And we can finish this off. Or not. Wow, that thing's pretty resistant to damage. Jeez. Okay. Group heal. Stress relief. And now I think we'll try to finish this thing off. Okay. Well, sucks that we took some stress there, but everyone's still okay. What is... I really wish I knew what this thing did. Sacrificial stone. Well, let's try it. A sinful behavior is vanquished. Oh, I should have put someone on here who actually had something bad. Although this -3 crit was pretty bad. Sadly, that wasn't what was vanquished. Okay, well, cool. So we had the fight. We scouted quite a lot. That scouting actually revealed pretty much everything. So now... let's disarm this trap, hopefully. Good. Run on in here. And we're gonna have another hallway battle. 3 pigs! Oh geez. Oh, that sucks. Can I please go ahead of at least a couple of them? Nope, not that one. Not that one. And how about the third one? No, not that third one either. So they all vomited on the Crusader, who now has 2 diseases. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. That's what I mean, though. Like, it just takes one bad thing to happen, when all of a sudden you're just doing horribly. Okay, so let's try to stun that pig and bleed this pig. Resists the bleeding. Okay. Oh, that was a terrible, terrible thing, because now I'm going to take more stress. Well, maybe I'll get lucky and I can finish this thing off. Hey, look at that. Can we reduce some stress? There we go. That helps. That helps quite a bit. So the pig bleeds. The vomits on my priest. You know, you'd think they'd get used to the vomit after a while, and it wouldn't be such a big deal. But no. Alright, definitely got a stress relief here. And kill the pig with my other people. Only round 2, so I hope that there's no comment coming up about why do we tarry and invite danger. Okay. Let's heal up the one party member who's really damaged. Blight the pig. And the Crusader gets to go again, luckily. So let's lower that stress, and the pig dies. Cool. Well, we should then just have one more fight in the hallway, and that'll do it for this mission. So we're gonna go in here. Nothing there. Let's go over here. Nothing there. And let's put the Crusader second so that he can Holy Lance if needed. Alright, Bone Rabble. You don't often see those in the Warrens. That's a nice little surprise. So this is the only really annoying creature. And it doesn't add to stress, it just gives Blight, which I don't care about too much. Crusader's going to be, I think, on 100% stress duty. He's... can I really heal him enough to not have to send him to a stress-relieving place? Probably not. So I'm just going to focus on the other characters who would go back in for another round. That will unfortunately leave the creature with just a single health. No point in healing anymore. So the priest really might as well just attack, because we don't care about light, we don't care about healing, it just doesn't matter. So as long as these creatures don't crit, we'll be good. And the only reason I care about critting, of course, is the possibility that everybody will take a bunch of stress. Yeah, whatever. Oops, that was totally not what I meant to do. Whack. No stress relief. He gets to go, though. So let's cure a little bit of the priest's stress. My attempt to call things by the proper names has clearly been a total failure. I get a modest amount of treasure. And last room. Okay, I could go back and, like, see what this is and see what those are, but let's just wrap it up right here. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and or subscribe. And if you want to stick around for the in-town post-mission cleanup, feel free to do so. Let's see what we can upgrade, if anything. Light above. Ah, that sucks. Well, that sucks too, because she doesn't have any ranged abilities. He doesn't have any ranged abilities. That's good. Resisting stuns, and that's great. Okay. Back to the hamlet we go. Cork removed the yips. Great. So now we gotta send Fromentin somewhere. This, Jesus. The runs and lockjaw. I don't know if you ever heal from these diseases or not, but that's pretty bad stuff. So after the healing for stress, we'll have to send him somewhere else. I think prayer should probably do a good enough job. So there's that. There's no way I have 6 papers. I just know I can't upgrade anything at the blacksmith. Did I get enough paintings to upgrade the guild? Ah, 1 painting shy, 30 crests. So I'm gonna save my crests. Not upgrade anything else. Let's just look at the trinkets. Yeah, it's just really not worth it most of the time. Any classes here? Ah, Vestal and a Plague Doctor. So if there was anything I would upgrade at the Stagecoach, it would be the roster size. Do I want a third Plague Doctor and a third Priest? You know, just in cases. Probably not yet. Okay, so now we need to go to the guild and do some upgrading. So, oh my god. I leveled up. And Fromenton is getting treated. She leveled up, so we're gonna make this better, and this. Dazzling Light, is that the right one? Yes. And Judgment, okay. And then looks like Dismas, I don't really use him much. I could get rid of him, but alright, I'll keep that around for some variety. And then Pasquire, okay, so that's good. I'm going to go to the blacksmith because I think I want to upgrade Ide's weapon and armor. And then hers as well. Getting pretty low on money. It's the upgrades that kill you, really. They're pretty expensive, but I feel like if I play conservatively and I'm not gonna have any disasters where I have to like rebuild a character from scratch, then getting, you know, low after each mission shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's take a sneak peek at what we're gonna do next. Ah, the Swine Prince is again available for killing, and I think that's what I'll do this time because now I can bring in my level 2 Hellion. Why can't I move things around? My level 2 Hellion, my level 2 Crusader. I don't think Pasquire is going to be able to go, but I can bring in the level 1 Plague Doctor and the level 2 Vestal. So this will be a really strong party. Almost no stress on these people. There will be camping to reduce any stress that I pick up, and we get to kill the Swine Prince. That'll be in the next video. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. See you again soon.